With Thomas Geboy, weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
All right, let's get to some happier news and some calm conditions and beautiful scenes out there.
Yes, indeed. Let's hear more about that, Thomas.
Yeah, another night and another beautiful view from Park City Mountain, and with the twinkling stars above, you can see the aspens turning that bright gold. You'll love to see it. If you're heading up in the higher terrain, especially in northern Utah over the next several days, you're going to like what you find. We're not quite to the peak just yet, and in southern Utah, it's going to take a little while longer even for the higher elevations to peak, and down in our lower elevations, it typically won't be for another 2 or 3 weeks before we see the peak in our valleys. But again, the higher elevations, I mean, it's just wonderful to see the colors changing. Meanwhile, speaking of our valleys, here's the view from Utah State University overlooking Old Main and Cache Valley. We're currently sitting at 51 degrees, so on the cool side, sweater weather for right now, and you might need a light jacket as you head out later on and first thing tomorrow morning. But then as we make our way down into southern Utah, for some reason, the clicker doesn't want to work. See if we can get it to go right here. Maybe I'll have to move off screen, but again, USU Old Main looking nice, and here we go. Finally got to move, and it just went right past it. For some reason, that happens sometimes, but southern Utah looking nice and quiet as well, and all the showers and thunderstorms that we had, which weren't a lot to begin with, have all since faded away. And then into tonight, we'll see overnight lows, almost a carbon copy of what we saw last night, and then tomorrow, it's just rinse and repeat with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies and daytime highs within a degree or two of what we had this afternoon. In Salt Lake City, we'll see a daytime high of 79 degrees. We'll top out at 69 degrees in Park City, 71 degrees in Duchesne, 71 degrees in Roosevelt. Then as we go into central Utah, daytime high of 70 degrees in Emory, 76 degrees in Green River, 72 degrees in Fairview, 76 in Fillmore. Then down in southern Utah, we'll see a daytime high in the mid to upper 80s in St. George with a high of 87, 65 degrees in Bryce Canyon. A great day if you want to head down to Bryce Canyon National Park, 71 in Escalante and 69 degrees in Blanding. And the chance for wet weather is going to remain very much on the low side of things. You can see by tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, just a few clouds being developed here from our futurecast. We'll have at least a slight chance of seeing at least a few showers in the higher terrain, but it's going to look a lot like what we saw today. But going into Saturday, high pressure loosens its grip slightly, so we could see a little bit more in the way of shower activity in the higher terrain down south, mainly south of I-70, but the chance for wet weather as a whole remains low. But this is what I'm talking about on Saturday. We're south of I-70, a chance for a few showers and storms, and even though you can see most of southern Utah included in this, that's mainly for the higher terrain, so that's just something to keep in mind if you're maybe heading to our national parks. But in northern Utah, the sunshine will persist through the weekend, maybe a little bit more cloud coverage Saturday into Sunday, but great weather if you want to go check out the fall colors around 8,000 feet in the Wasatch Mountains. Daytime highs will be around 60 degrees, but maybe you're going to be heading to a football game. Utah State taking on Air Force at kickoff. Temperature will be around 71 degrees, and we're also looking pretty good for the Weber State game as well on Saturday afternoon. Meanwhile, Utah taking on UCLA in Los Angeles and Pasadena at the Rose Bowl. Temperatures will be around 90 degrees, so a bit toasty, but two ranked opponents. That should be a fantastic game. And BYU taking on Notre Dame in Las Vegas. The forecast is actually pretty similar compared to Los Angeles with the daytime high close to 90 degrees. But moving forward here, as we look a little bit further down the road, low pressure will kind of knock the high pressure away. Southerly winds will start to return, and a chance for moisture as we go into southern Utah for the early stretch of next week. And then as we move into next week, should see more of a northerly flow, and temperatures will start to come down across the board, but doesn't look like we're going to see as much in the way of wet weather that we could have seen like we talked about yesterday. Meanwhile, St. George, daytime highs mid to upper 80s, and then we bring in that slight chance with slightly cooler temperatures by the early stretch of next week. Then along the Wasatch Front, wash, rinse, and repeat. Daytime highs near 80, mid-50s for overnight lows, and slightly cooler by the middle of the week.
A beautiful stretch.
Beautiful stretch of weather.
Thank you so much, Thomas. We appreciate it.